Welcome back. We hope that you've been enjoying our book series so far. We have lots more to come, so here we go.
Hello everyone, my name is Stewart, and today I will be reading A Christmas Carol, adapted from the story by Charles Dickens. Old Scrooge didn't care for anyone or anything, except, of course, his money. He simply hated everything, but most of all, he hated Christmas. And when someone wished him a Merry Christmas, he would only grumble, then shout, "Bah humbug! Bah humbug, I say!" And when kind souls came to ask for money for the poor and homeless, Scrooge would just shake his head and say, "Are there no prisons? Are there no workhouses?" "Yes, of course," they would say. "But, Mr. Scrooge, it's Christmas." "Nonsense. I'll have none of it. Do you hear? Now leave me alone. I've work to do." The night before Christmas, Mr. Scrooge was home alone. But he wasn't alone for long. The sounds of clanking, banging, and moaning rose up through the house. "What's all that noise about? Can't one eat in peace? Go away. Go away, I say." But it didn't. "Ebenezer Scrooge! Ebenezer Scrooge!" a voice cried out. And then a ghost appeared, covered in chains, locks, and cash boxes. "Marley, my old friend, is that you? Why do you want to haunt me?" said Scrooge, shaking with fright. "I have come to save you from yourself, Ebenezer," the ghost cried. "3 spirits shall visit you tonight, 3 spirits who will show you the true meaning and blessing of Christmas. Beware." And the ghost vanished. "Humbug," said Scrooge. "Ghosts and spirits indeed, nonsense. I've simply had something bad to eat. A bit of bad cheese, perhaps, that's it. I will be fine in the morning." And Scrooge went off to bed. Ding dong! The clock told 1, and the first of the 3 spirits appeared. "Ebenezer Scrooge," a soft voice called. "Awake." "Who? Oh, what are you?" cried the trembling Scrooge. "I am the ghost of Christmas past," said the spirit. "Come, I have much to show you this night." "I'd rather not, thank you. Just the same, you see, I need my sleep and I've eaten some bad cheese and, Come," she said. "Where are we, spirit? This is not my room." "Don't you know?" said the spirit. "Have you forgotten your childhood, Ebenezer?" "Why, this is my old schoolhouse," Scrooge said. "And the child there, can that really be me?" "Yes, Ebenezer, that lonely little child is you. You spent many a Christmas alone, without friends, without family. Ah, you were an unhappy boy." Scrooge broke and wept. As Scrooge wept, the sounds of music and laughter began to fill his ears. He looked up to find himself at a grand Christmas party. "Fezziwig, my old boss!" cried Scrooge with joy. "Yes," said the spirit. "He was the one that truly understood the joy of Christmas. Why did you not learn from him?" "Money. That became your only joy," said the spirit, "and your only love, Ebenezer." And Scrooge saw himself young and strong again, and beside him was Belle, Scrooge said with a sigh. I had almost forgotten how beautiful she was. You were to marry her, remember? The spirit said. But gold was more important to you, Ebenezer. Look now at the tear-filled eyes you turned away from so long ago. No, no, spirit, take me away. Forgive me, Belle, forgive. And Scrooge hid his face in his hands. When he looked up again, the spirit was gone, and he found himself back in his room. I must hide. Oh dear, before the next ghost comes. Ebenezer! Ebenezer Scrooge! A thunderous voice called. Ah! Cried Scrooge, as he turned to see a beautiful spirit sitting upon a feast of food, gold, and presents. Come closer and know me better, man, the spirit roared. I am the ghost of Christmas present. You have never seen the like of me before. Never, Scrooge cried. Touch my robe, then, that you may learn of me. Spirit, take me where you will. I am beginning to see I have a great deal to learn this night. Whose little house is this? Scrooge asked. Why, this is the house of your clerk, Bob Cratchit. Bob Cratchit? Why am I here, Spirit? In reply, the spirit simply pointed to the door. There in the doorway was Bob Cratchit with his son, Tiny Tim, high upon his shoulder. Merry Christmas, Bob called to his family. And a Merry Christmas to you, Bob Cratchit, his wife said, giving him a hug. And how did our Tiny Tim behave in church today? A perfect angel, my dear, a perfect angel, Bob said. You know, I believe he's getting stronger every day. Yes, of course he is, Mrs. Cratchit said, holding back a tear as she watched her Tiny Tim hobble over to his stool. I didn't know of this sick child, Scrooge said. Would you have cared if you did, Ebenezer? The spirit asked. Scrooge hung his head in shame. A toast, Bob Cratchit cried, and the family gathered around. To Mr. Scrooge, the founder of this feast. Pah! The founder of this feast indeed, his wife cried. That old skinflint cares not one bit for you or for Christmas. Please, my dear, it's Christmas, he begged. Now a Merry Christmas to us all, dears. God bless us. And the family joined in. God bless us, every one, said Tiny Tim, last of all. Spirit, said Scrooge, tell me if Tiny Tim will live. I see an empty stool and a crutch carefully preserved in one corner. If these shadows remain unchanged, the child will die. No, kind spirit, Scrooge begged. Don't let the boy die. It is not by my kindness that he would live, but by yours, Ebenezer, if you truly care. Come now, I have more to show you. Scrooge suddenly found himself at his nephew's Christmas party, the party he had said humbug to when the happy youth had tried so hard to invite him. Uncle said that Christmas was a humbug, as I live, Scrooge's nephew cried. And he believed it, too. Everyone at the party broke out laughing. Well, a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year to the old man, though I doubt he'll have either. To Uncle Scrooge, the nephew cried, raising his glass in a toast. He's a good lad, my nephew, Scrooge said with affection. And I never told him so. Oh, what a fool I am. Scrooge and the spirit traveled to many homes, both of the rich and of the poor, to see the love and joy that the Christmas spirit brought to every home that knew him. "My time is almost done," the spirit said. "Please, tell me, spirit, before you leave, what is that I see moving beneath your robe?" And the spirit opened his robe to reveal 2 small children clinging to his legs. There was a boy and a girl. Both were ragged, wolfish, and scowling. "Spirit, are they yours?" "They are man's," the spirit said sadly. "This boy is ignorance. The girl is want. Beware them both, but most of all, beware this boy." "Have they no place to turn? No hope?" Scrooge cried. "Are there no prisons? No workhouses?" the spirit said, mocking Scrooge with his own words. Then he was gone. Scrooge stood trembling in the new fallen snow. He shivered even more when he remembered what old Marley had said. 3 spirits would visit this night. 3. Scrooge turned to look about him and, "Oh no!" cried Scrooge, and he fell on one knee before a dark and gloomy spirit. "Are you the ghost of Christmas yet to come?" Scrooge asked. But the spirit said nothing, only nodding in reply. "Ghost of the future," Scrooge cried, "I fear you more than any spirit I have seen. Will you not speak to me?" But again the spirit said nothing. It fixed its ghostly eyes upon Scrooge, then pointed a bony finger toward the mist. "Oh, very well, spirit," moaned Scrooge. "Lead on, lead on." "And now undo my bundle, Joe," said a raggedly old woman. "I hope he didn't die of anything catching, eh?" said the fat merchant with a chuckle. "Now, what do we have here? What? His bed curtains? Lucy, you didn't take these, rings and all, with him lying there?" "Oh, that I did," said the woman. "And his good shirt too. Why, they were going to bury him in it. Such a waste. What will you give for the lot, Joe?" "Oh, don't worry, Lucy," the merchant said. "I'll give you a fair price. Why, the old man had more friends in death than he ever had in life, eh?" And they all broke out laughing. "Dark spirit," Scrooge said, "are those my things lying there? Am I the unhappy soul who has died friendless?" But the spirit said nothing. Scrooge only had to blink when next he saw what he dreaded most: the empty stool and the little crutch of Tiny Tim. "Oh no, spirit, no," Scrooge cried. "Tell me it isn't so. Not Tiny Tim. He was so young, so kind a soul." But again, the spirit said nothing. Scrooge began to weep. When he raised his head, he found he was in a graveyard. The spirit pointed to a tombstone. "Tell me, spirit, are these the shadows of things that will be, or are they shadows of the things that may be only?" Still, the spirit pointed to the stone only. Scrooge drew close. There on the headstone read, "Ebenezer Scrooge." "No, Spirit, I am changed. I will be better. Please, no, no, no." And Scrooge woke suddenly to find he was in his own bed. And it was Christmas. The spirits had done their work all in one night. Scrooge ran out into the streets in his bedclothes crying, "It's Christmas! Merry Christmas!" Then, spotting a boy who was passing by, he called, "Boy, hurry, go down the street and buy the big turkey that hangs in the butcher's shop." "Well, the one as big as me?" "Yes, yes, my lad. What a delightful boy." "Oh, bless you, spirits, bless you. Merry, Merry Christmas." Scrooge had sent the turkey to Bob Cratchit and then dressed for his nephew's party. His nephew was overjoyed when his uncle arrived. "I've been a fool, my boy," Scrooge said. "Will you still have an old man at your wonderful party?" And his nephew hugged him and said, "A Merry Christmas to you, Uncle. A very Merry Christmas indeed." And Uncle Scrooge danced the day away with his lovely niece. Why, he was the life of the party. And Scrooge proved he was better than his word. He did many good deeds, and to Tiny Tim, who did not die, he was like a second father. Scrooge never saw the spirits again, but it was always said of him that he knew how to bring the joy of Christmas better than any man alive. May that truly be said of us, and all of us. And so, as Tiny Tim said, God bless us, everyone.